Have you ever noticed that when one thing leaves your life, something else seems to take its place? I've been thinking about that a lot lately. This spring, I became really focused on cleaning and decluttering our home. At first, it was such a blessing. Our home became more peaceful, easier to manage, and I genuinely loved sharing that journey with you because I hoped it would encourage other women too. But after a while, I started noticing something in myself. If you have ADHD, you might relate to this, but even if you don't, maybe you've experienced something similar. I tend to go through seasons where I look for that next thing that gives me a sense of excitement or accomplishment. For me, it has looked different over the years. Sometimes food, sometimes shopping, sometimes projects, and this spring it was decluttering. None of those things are wrong in themselves. In fact, many of them are good gifts, but I started asking myself a question. What am I really looking for? Because every time I finished one project, I immediately wanted another one. When there wasn't much left to declutter, I found myself reaching for other things to fill that space. I spent more time scrolling, snacking, and just trying to feel satisfied. That's when I realized I wasn't necessarily chasing those things. I think I was chasing what I hoped they would give me. Maybe peace, maybe comfort, maybe a sense of accomplishment, maybe distraction from stress, maybe just a feeling that everything was okay. As I thought about it, I realized we probably all have different versions of this. For one person, it might be staying constantly busy. For someone else, it might be work, hobbies, social media, organizing, exercise, or something completely different. The thing itself isn't always the problem. For me, the bigger question became, where am I looking for peace when life feels overwhelming? Around that same time, I wasn't feeling well physically either. I was tired, my joints ached, and my digestion just felt off. So I decided to make some changes to the way I was eating because I wanted to take better care of the body God has given me. What surprised me most wasn't just that I started feeling better physically. As life became quieter, I found myself wanting to spend more time with God. Not because I felt like I had to, but because I genuinely wanted to. I wanted to read His Word. I wanted to pray. I wanted to slow down enough to simply be with Him. And I began to notice something beautiful. The less I felt the need to fill every quiet moment with something else, the more space I had to hear His voice and enjoy His presence. I'm still learning this. I definitely don't have it all figured out, but God has been gently teaching me that while a peaceful home is a wonderful gift, the peace I've been searching for doesn't ultimately come from having everything perfectly cleaned, organized, or under control. One verse that has encouraged me is when Jesus says in Matthew 11:28, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." That invitation has meant so much to me lately. I've realized I was looking to a lot of good things to give me a kind of peace they were never meant to provide. As I've drawn closer to God, I've experienced a deeper peace than I was finding in simply accomplishing another task or checking another box. That doesn't mean cleaning isn't important. It doesn't mean homemaking doesn't matter. I still love creating a peaceful home for my family, and I believe caring for the things God has entrusted to us is a beautiful way to serve. But I've learned that my home doesn't need to be perfect for it to be a place of peace. Sometimes enough really is enough. And honestly, that's been incredibly freeing. That's also why you'll probably notice this channel changing a little. I'll still be sharing cleaning, homemaking, recipes, and everyday life because those things are genuinely part of who I am. But I also want to share what God is teaching me along the way because that's what's filling my heart right now. Whether you share my faith or you're simply curious, I want you to know you're welcome here. My hope isn't to pressure anyone or pretend to have all the answers. I simply want to share what God has been doing in my life and the peace I've found in Him. If you're searching, hurting, or just looking for encouragement, I hope you'll stay. My prayer is that everyone who visits this channel feels seen, loved, valued, and encouraged. Before we finish today, I'd love to leave you with one question that I've been asking myself lately. What am I filling my life with? Not because I think there's a perfect answer, but because I found it's a question worth slowing down to ask. Thank you so much for being here. I'm grateful that you've chosen to spend a little bit of your day with me, and I hope this channel continues to be a place where you find encouragement, hope, and maybe even a little more peace. I'll see you in the next video.